not how I wanted to start this video. So when I looked at this place on Google Maps last night, none of this barbed wire was here, none of this private property was here. It was literally just a fence here, and I've checked the public bridle paths because there's a map where you can check all the public bridle paths, and this shows up as a public bridle path, a public footpath, and apparently it's not. Maybe it's been bought, I don't know. But yeah, I can't go through this route. So I know one other way to get into this woodland. I've never been to this woodland before, but I know one other way. And yeah, and we're going to have to go that way, because what I was going to do is I was going to start on top of the valley and walk down into it. But now I'm going to go to the bottom and walk up into it, hopefully. Let's just see how it goes. It's the problem with new locations. I'll get on to the intro and the introduction to this video in a minute. But first, we're going to get down there. So this is the right one this time. Otherwise we do have plan B, which is the sea. But as you can see, the tide is up. I don't know what I was expecting. The trouble is around here, the only woodlands you're ever going to find are in valleys. And the trouble with valleys is you don't get much light, it's not flat, you get very limited options on composition. The one good thing about it is you're hardly getting any sky, but I've never been to this woodland before and I'm really struggling. I've only walked in a few feet. It looks sort of like a rainforest. It has been raining, and there's all these tropical plants around. It's just really dark and dingy. Yeah, I should have came earlier in the day when the sun was right above. But I wasn't sure if I had work today or not. I needed to wait for a call, and turns out I didn't. So yeah, it is like 7 o'clock right now at night. So that is an outing. I do have a plan B, like I said. I'm going to go down to the sea if I need to. But I think it's about time I did the intro to this video, because I've done so much B-roll and I've barely even spoken. But today, the aim of today's video is, if you watched my last one, which a lot of people did, and I got a lot of likes on that, and thank you so much for the support. It's literally a day later after me saying, I was taking a break. But I wasn't taking a break. I didn't mean taking a break like that. I just meant like it was going to be a bit harder for me to do photography, and I've got an opportunity today. And yeah, it's not going to be on my regular camera. My camera's still not fixed, but I've got my old camera, the M50, which I use for my vlogs now, and you're back on my phone, which I used when I began this channel. So it's sort of like a bit of nice nostalgia, really. So yeah, I'm using the M50 today. 24 megapixel sensor on it. It's like a mid-range vlogging camera, I would say. It's not designed for landscape photography typically, but it is an absolutely brilliant starting camera for your landscape photography, because that's what I started on, and it did me wonders. Sometimes I can't even tell the difference between my shots. The only difference is my skill level between when I was using the M50 and when I was using the 90D or the M6 Mark II. because I've gained a lot of skill by then, and yeah, so that's the only real difference. So today I thought I'd make this video because I think this camera is still worth getting if you're a beginner landscape photographer like some of you are watching this video probably. And I'm doing that video, this video solely for you. And I've been meaning to do this video for months now. It's not just because I don't have my camera, it's been on my videos list for months. And I finally have an excuse to do it. And I'm actually really excited to be using the M50 again. And I've got my new little toy, my drone, which is really coming in handy to get into B-roll. And I'm really enjoying having it. But yeah, now you know what's going on, I'm just going to walk a little further into this woodland, and if I don't like it, and I'm going to initiate plan B. I really do struggle with woodland photography, and I'm going to create a series soon where I try and get better, I try and learn, I try and teach myself a bit better at woodland photography, because I really do struggle. And I think most photographers do, unless you spend a lot of time in the woodland. But me, personally, I'm always you know, doing seascape mainly. No mountains around here, hardly any woodlands. It's mainly why I don't. Mainly why I just stick to seascape. But besides that, the M50 is out now, and I'm getting ready to get my first shot. There's a dead tree and it's crashed over the river, and it's leaning over it, and the water's coming underneath it in two ways. It's sort of like a V underneath it. There's moss all over this tree, and then there's 4 branches, one that is still alive and one that the tree has grown out of now. They're all sticking up like 90 degrees, you know. It's really interesting. Although there's this dead ash that sort of collides with this, I think it's probably an oak tree, and it is distracting. I can try and remove it in Photoshop, but with the 24 megapixels I probably won't be able to, because the quality won't be there. And, you know, this ain't a professional photographer's camera, but it is, you know, it's beginners, and I really think you do have to start somewhere. And personally, this is probably the best camera you can get for your money for landscape photography and for vlogging. I know 3 other YouTubers that have this camera as a secondary vlog camera. So yeah, it is popular. But besides that, yeah, great little shot here. River is coming down, it's flowing past the camera, which I prefer. I prefer it to flow past the camera and down, which is, you know, creates a better effect. I've got a polarizer on and an MD8, which will just make the scene dark enough so I can get quite a long exposure at f10. And that exposure will be 13 seconds. I think it's a little too much. After I will go for about 2-second exposure, and I'll pick whichever one I think is better. I just like to get a really long exposure and a shorter long exposure. Yeah, and I've got these beautiful rocks in the foreground, And there's my main foreground interest. It's red rock, so some sort of red algae going on it, and this lovely flat black silvery rock. And I think it's great. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. So I apologise, I am actually going to have to go handheld for this shot because there's no room around me. I'm down in like this river, but it's like a little canyon as well because there's two massive banks each side. As you can see, look, they're pretty high. So yeah, ignore the noise, there's a little bit of a waterfall behind me. But yeah, like I said before, there's these beautiful red rocks covered in this red algae. I'm not sure what it is, but it just goes perfect with that colour of this almost redwood, this almost redwood log here that's perfectly covering the river, and it's absolutely perfect. It's like one of those perfect ones that you walk along in a movie or something. And oh, it's great. There's algae on it, there's moss on it, there's a whole bit of bark, and there's the exposed red bit, and it's really, really nice, and it matches the rocks almost perfectly. And yeah, it's just absolutely perfect, really. And it probably is my favourite shot out of the two, because we got these beautiful red rocks leading you up to the log, and then yeah, this one's going downstream instead of coming towards the camera. But I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, besides that, I'm shooting portrait this time, 8-second exposure, f5.6, really, really dark and dingy in here, but nonetheless I think that will do. So, I'm down on the beach now. This is Lee Beach. It's just a local beach near the town of Ilfracombe, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. But there's only one struggle. It goes like that, it curves around like that, and this is where the sun is, so it sort of blocks it. So you have to come around the other side of the beach and climb over those dangerous rocks and stuff, which is what I've just had to do to get to the park, to get the sunset. And it's just looking really frosted. I wanted something very minimal. But I can't find anything at the moment. The tide is going out now, and if I get up to this part over here, I might be able to actually find something, but I can't right now because there's a little lagoon here, and it's just too much of a jump or a stretch to get over there, so I'm going to wait for the tide to go down a bit more. But I've seen this amazing shot out here, and we've got quartz crystal going through all of this slate here, and it's absolutely amazing. It's leading you over there towards the cliffs, and oh, it's beautiful, with this amazing little lagoon flowing through it. That's got a sort of turquoise tint to it. I'm hoping that the sun comes below those clouds and just shines on all these rocks and these rock pools, just subtly with a bit of golden light, you know? So I'm going to get the camera out now, and hopefully this will be a good one. I actually really miss a super wide angle on this phone. It's really, really useful, because you're not even like 2 feet away from it. Well, yeah, what a beautiful evening it's turned out to be. And oh, this shot is amazing, because there's so much interest in the shot. We've got background interest, mid-ground interest, and foreground. In the foreground we've got this really, really jangly and sharp and rigid quartz crystal. It's really, really prominent. And then it just carries on through the shot, leading you all the way back to those cliffs, and this really, really flat 90-degree cliff right here, which is the main focus of the background. And then we've got these, and also coinciding with the leading lines of this quartz crystal, it takes you around the quartz crystal and it works as a beautiful little S curve. But I'm just waiting for that final element, which is that golden light, and you know, if we get it, that'd be absolutely perfect. And we might not, you know. I'm not really too worried if we don't, to be honest, because this isn't really a serious or professional, you know, photography trip for me. It's just sort of a bit of fun because, you know, you're not going to get super professional results out of the M50. Yes, they are going to be there, and they are going to be almost there, and you can hardly tell the difference. You know, it's only a few megapixels from, say, my new camera. This one's 24, that one's 32. Not even 10 megapixels difference. So it's really not too much. It's pretty much about that glass. You need to get quality glass, really. It's just because the lens I have on it right now is the 15 to 45, and it's tiny, absolutely tiny. And you know, when you zoom in, the aperture goes up, and it's one of those lenses that get dark when you zoom in. The 18 to 35 Sigma lens I have stays at 1.8, so it's f1.8 throughout the zoom, and it's an absolutely beautiful bit of glass, one of the best bits of glass you can buy. And I seriously recommend getting that lens with this camera if you're beginning. Yes, it is still going to cost you about £1,000, but it's better than paying about £2,000 for a slightly better sensor, and that's really it. And, you know, maybe an updated processor. It's really not worth it, really. And yeah, if you're going to start out, I highly recommend buying this camera without this stock lens and with the Sigma 18 to 35 art lens, which is about £600. And you can probably get this camera for £400 now. I bought it for £600. You can probably get it for around 400, maybe 350, even used, maybe 200. So I'm going to leave some links in the description. They're not affiliated links, but they're links for you guys to possibly go and buy if you want. But yeah, let's get on to the shot. So pretty much 2-second exposure, f9. I've got to get the shot now because the water's dropping so much that this lagoon is losing loads and loads of water, and it's not as interesting. Luckily I've already taken a shot earlier, but I'm going to take another one anyway. So you want that golden light to come out, and I'm not sure if it will, but it might, possibly. What a beautiful shot. So as you can see, the light just got really beautiful, and yeah, the sun did come through the crack between that bottom cloud and the cloud up top. But I kind of missed that, but I didn't really want it anyway because the dynamic range is already high enough, and with that sun shining directly into the camera, it's going to be even worse. And yeah, but what a beautiful shot I've got here. This lagoon is just leading me directly to that sun, directly. It's absolutely perfect how this lines up. But yeah, we've got this quartz all over the place. This beautiful rock pool which is displaying. Oh, that's nice. This beautiful rock pool that is displaying the sky and its reflection. It's really class. And we've got this beautiful brown ceiling as well. Oh, and not to mention, the rock is still really wet from the tide going out. So it's really lighting up. And the sun's coming back through the crack right now. And oh my god, it's amazing. I'm going to have to expose the back of the frame. Because the dynamic range is really too high. And with none of my Canon cameras, they've never been very good. So yeah, the dynamic range is really good on this, but it's okay because you can learn how to expose a bracket, or you can get a graduated filter. And I really do need to invest in some graduated filters. The Lee ones are just too expensive, £100 for one filter. And then the ring ones, they don't really work. And there's only one ring one on Amazon, and it's terrible with using it. But so I think I stick to the old-fashioned method, which is getting exposure just in the middle, not too overexposed, not too underexposed. And it does create a tiny bit of noise, but if I can't exposure bracket, then I always got this exposure to fall back on. So F11, 1 second exposure. I've turned around the polarizer now because I want the reflections in this rock hole. And what a beautiful shot this is. Absolutely fantastic. Oh wow. The sun is back out. Oh my god, it's amazing. Behind me where I was waiting for that golden light, it's absolutely beautiful. But then the trouble is now there's no lagoon there, it's all gone. But what I could have done is I could have waited there, kept the same composition, and focus stacked them. What a shame. Nonetheless, I'm going to quickly grab that shot again in a minute without the lagoon. It's still really nice. But I've got another shot here. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And I kind of want the sky to be overexposed for this, because it's shooting rays everywhere all over the image, so I'm going to get this in one exposure. It's just this massive rock hole here. And then we've got the sun hitting the side of this rock right here. And oh my god. It's just giving me it's just giving me the feeling again, you know, that tingling when you get this real, you just know it's going to be a beautiful sunset, a beautiful shoot. And, oh my god. 2 second exposure, F11. No more to say. You know, usually I'd feel pretty bad if I was using an obsolete camera compared to the one I own now. But I just don't. I know that the M50 is just going to give me, it's still going to give me really good results nonetheless. Wow, what an amazing sunset this is turning out to be. The sun is not blocked at all, it's reflecting directly up onto that carpet of cloud. And we've got a little bit of lower cloud that's sort of interacting with the sun, it's sort of hugging it, you know, which is making it, you know, not so overexposed. And I found another little lovely gully here which leads you to the sunset. And basically, I've balanced out this image with the sunset in the left hand side, and the sunset in the right hand side, and then this lovely rock here which has got loads of quartz crystal in it in the right hand side. So it's really, really balanced. And through the middle I've got this little gully, and the tide goes in and out, which makes this little bit of interest in the foreground because the water moves back and forth like it's breathing. And then we've got this lovely dangly green seaweed here, which is just catching that golden light. And what a scene! And again, I have to exposure bracket. So for the sun, 3.2 second exposure. Wow. So, I think that's going to be it for today. I was going to rush around and try and get a sunset photo, you know, of the sun actually setting on the horizon. But it's gone behind a bank of clouds, a tiny thick layer of cloud on the horizon, and it's not shining on the bottom of these clouds anymore, so we've gone past the prime. I was rushing around to find a good composition, but I found something sort of good. It's not really good. there's these little rocks far in the distance, and the rocks in the foreground are sort of making a frame for it, and then the sunset's above that. I'm going to show that image at the end if it turns out any good. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope some newbies watching this have been convinced to buy the M50 in 2020. It is 2 years old now. Mark II possibly. I'm not sure when I'm going to be back now, but hopefully I'll be back in another vlog soon. I don't know if I want to record another one with this camera. I might, but this kind of was just dedicated to showing people that you don't need a super expensive camera to get good results. And I hope you guys can see that. And anyway, so that's good. So yeah, I'm going to get out of it. I'm just going to watch the sunset. I'm not going to get any more photos. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Bye bye.